their OCE major, but I mean, I don't know if I'd count out Gaming Gamers totally. They, in that very same Masters that Yummy was talking about, they did have a 5-game set against Cringe Society, which almost went their way. So I definitely think, and they acknowledged as well, that there's something good about this Gaming Gamer squad, but Renegades have been at the top for so long, and the gap has been wide for so long that it's hard to pick against them.
Yeah, and they, along with Renegades here so far, have just been rolling through the competition. And if they could pick up a couple of pieces of what Mindfreak have left in their last series, Mindfreak I thought looked really good, and they gave Cringe Society a good run for their money. I have no doubt here that Gaming Gamers can come out just as strong, as they already are putting on 3 shots in the first 40 seconds.
Well, if they continue to look for angles like that, it's certainly going to be difficult for Renegades, and it's might be similar to what we saw as soon as the save happens from Zen. Nicely done, but it might be similar to what we saw in game 1 with Mindfreak against Cringe Society, and ending up getting aggressive and being able to beat them to the ball. Right now, Renegades, they're getting chipped. Gaming Gamers ended up chipping into each other, but I think it looks pretty good so far for all things considered, for what the desk feels like should be an easy take for Renegades, but it is early.
Yeah, absolutely. And both teams have now had some good sustained pressure. Renegades definitely getting the better of Gaming Gamers as we get deeper into it. There's a good pass across to CJ. CJ, and the shot off the post. Kami can't get there, and Gaming Gamers get away with the first one.
That's a tough read for Kami. And whenever it bounces on the inside of the post like that and just juts straight back out, it's always an awkward bounce to even be ready to anticipate. That one got away from them, but you had said it, Corell. Renegades is starting to grab more of those midfield challenges and make things awkward for Gaming Gamers. Zen, he had to use a lot of boost to recover and get back into his own corner there, just because he wasn't sure exactly what Renegade or what Kami was going to do on that last air dribble. So if they could continue to keep Gaming Gamers flat-footed, not expecting what's coming next, that'll always give you an edge over your opponent. But a long clear for Gaming Gamers, give them a few more chances.
And the desk talked about it in the pre-show. Fiber, a player to look out for on this Gaming Gamer side, and what his mechanic prowess brings to this team. We already seen it a couple times. He actually got bumped into the air and used his second jump to catch up to the ball. And for Renegades, he will definitely be an issue as Gaming Gamers, if they can make it back down the field. Renegades right now doing a great job of not letting Gaming Gamers out, at least with possession. You're noticing a lot of these balls instantly contested rather. And Renegades now trying to put on the pressure. That's a dangerous ball out to the middle, and the shot will go on the goal line. Huge save from Fiber, and back down the field Gaming Gamers go.
That was wonderful poise from Fiber on defense. He didn't start creeping up in front of the net, wasn't getting jumpy, anticipating the shot. He waited for the shot to come to him, and he actually jumped up maybe a little higher than he had wanted, used his boost to flip to the side, recover, and barely keep that ball out. Like, his recovery, had it not been as good as it was, I mean, you saw how close that ball was in the net. I see why Fiber's getting a lot of the talk. I mean, even at the start of the game, he had a really close angle shot that he missed off a pass he received, and that's a nice little carry and a 50 win here against Renegades, who have still, maybe doing a little too much. Oh no.
Oh no, and I was watching this one on Fiber's camera, and he just stops moving. He knew exactly what he did. Unlucky for him. He was just trying to keep the 50 game going. He did a great job up until Sicky's challenge. Unfortunately, that came perfectly off the top of his car when he went into the flip. And Renegades take the first goal, and unfortunately, that's how it's got to go for them.
Oh, a set out in front again. Renegades have not been able to get any sort of presence on, or consistent presence, I think is what I'm looking for on offense. But they're getting more of it now off that last kickoff. Zen, a nice drop. Used a lot of his boost to get past that first attacker. And it'll be tough to win those successive challenges now. Renegades stop another ball. But still, and oh my goodness. I was just watching Fiber, and oh no, the net's wide open. Pass, and the shot is good. CJ will find the net. And this develops probably differently than you expected.
I thought they had missed it. Sicky's touch. I think it got called off in the end. I thought they had missed it. And unfortunately for Gaming Gamers, it got cut up a bit too far and quickly down the field, Renegades win. Feels like Renegades now definitely showing their teeth in this game, as it's only a 2-goal scoreline, and I think you look back at least to that first goal and you might want to write it off a little bit if you're Gaming Gamers, as that is definitely not how the series is going to go. But that last goal definitely shows the pressure, the offense, and the speed that Renegades have moving downfield.
And now Gaming Gamers in these last seconds haven't really had a response for it either. Not fully seeing the passes develop that Renegades are setting up. They're not able to cut off the angles. In fact, they were covering the wrong gaps, and Renegades kept the ball away and take the first. So honestly, it looked like, to me, Gaming Gamers, they started this match with all intent to set the pace of the game, to drive the match.
Yeah.
They would not let Renegades be the ones to play the song. It would be their song to be played, but I mean, it just proved to be too much for 5 minutes for Gaming Gamers in game one.
Yeah, and like you said, it was a good start for Gaming Gamers. In fact, I thought they were going to catch Renegades out. We've talked about it a few times. We've seen it multiple seasons that Renegades have slow starts. And I think that was a slow start from Renegades. Unfortunately, Gaming Gamers couldn't capitalize. Unlucky on the first goal, maybe. But on that second goal, definitely telling the story here for Gaming Gamers. And unfortunately for Vive, only putting up 70 points in that game. It's going to take a full team effort here to take down a team like Renegades. So far, after that first minute or so, haven't seen that much from Gaming Gamers.
Yeah, Gaming Gamers had a couple of good pushes. I do think that this offense wakes up when Fiber is first man, and he's got the boost to be able to make a couple moves on the ball. With Vive and Zen, it's definitely been a struggle. I know that, I think Jake was talking about Vive, who came in as a sub for this team and just popped off out of nowhere. That seems to be something that happens all around the world in Rocket League, apparently.
Yeah.
Because every region seems to have the story of a super sub who came up and stepped up big for their team. They are going to need a little bit more of it now. And I do think that they were on the unfortunate end of a challenge, but at the same time, those challenges in the corner are inherently that risky for, the reason you saw it turning into an immediate goal. So something for Gaming Gamers to keep an eye on is their risk management. And they're playing a lot of defense, then finally gets a win in midfield.
And they're feeling a lot of pressure again early here. They had a couple early shots, Gaming Gamers did. Renegades, though, doing a great job of slowing things down and regaining possession on that final third. And you're seeing that even Gaming Gamers, when they try and put on the press to Renegades, they don't have the boost to do so. I mean, even in that first game, you saw it. So the boost game definitely going in favor of Renegades. And that's why I think you're seeing a lot of that space open up for them.
I wasn't able to grab the challenge, but he's got another chance in front.
Oh, it's a miss.
Just trying to get behind that ball, and Fiber will pick up the goal. Zenulus on the assist.
And that's a great shot from Fiber away from those defenders on that goal line. You can see them come across right to left, puts it on the back post over the shoulder of those last defenders. So great placement by Fiber. That's just a huge miss by CJ on that back wall for Renegades. And they have paid the price here. Even with all the pressure we've talked about early on in this game, not able to capitalize quite yet, and maybe it's here as CJ's shots blocked.
Yeah, Renegades haven't really been able to put together consistent passing in front. That was a good pass that time, but Vive was right there to take the ball away. But they've certainly had struggles when it comes to offense. CJ just flicks it over, and Zen just trying to stop the counterattack. Sticky puts it on net and saved by Fiber, but they need a quick follow-up from Vive and they get it. So that's a great stop on that push from Renegades. Exactly what Gaming Gamers need.
Oh, what a
the
shot.
Score far away from Renegades, and 2-0 certainly puts that distance a little bit farther.
Great touch from Zen. That pace from the corner gets out to Fiber, and that ball had beat that first man up from Renegades. And we talked about Fiber being the man to look out for on Gaming Gamers. He has certainly shown up here in this game. Renegades did not respect him getting up so quickly. And you have to give credit to the pass from Zen. That was really why the defense was beat. But this is a great start to game two for Gaming Gamers. And they're finally putting away the shots and the chances that they've developed here in this game.
Well, Fiber able to throw that ball out to the side, and he's got to have another save out to Zen. He'll grab it for now, but there's no boost left, and Vive has to come in for a big save. And again, the play just kind of dies here for Gaming Gamers, but you know, as far as their positioning on defense goes, it's been very solid. So even if they do give up the ball in midfield, Renegades, they've had a couple of chances that have definitely forced the defense to really work and think about how they're approaching the ball and where they're putting it. But overall, they haven't punished them on some of these weak touches, like Vive getting that weak touch on low boost. If he can't pick up the save, no, Kami, they do finally split the gap and split the lead here.
Oh, that's a tough bounce. Zen, I think, did just as much as he could to get that touch. He was afraid someone would quickly come across and put a shot on target, but it gets all the way to the other side, and Kami did a great job of being patient for that play to develop. 2 minutes left here, and Renegades gets their first goal.
A hard ball to CJ. Zen forced back to make a save. Renegades, that's several times off the kickoff now. They look so deadly. They just end up winning a couple of those first tough challenges in front, and they usually get a really solid touch off of CJ, or maybe a double off the corner of the post. That's not a great clear. CJ punishes. No, it's off the post again, and Kami, he cut too far right and completely missed his angle on the ball, but CJ picks it up, can't grab the goal, excuse me. Kami, a roller, saved again. Oh, Gaming Gamers somehow have retained this lead, but 2 or 3 times that right post has been bullied by the Renegades. Here's CJ again, but he's blocked. Kami, one more shot, no, blocked again. Gaming Gamers are all over this, but the net's finally open, and Sicky ties the game.
Whew, Renegades putting some dents in the frame, and the defense was getting a little dicey. You felt like that goal was coming, and great shot from Sicky, kind of delayed it a little bit, didn't instantly hit it, and it got around that first defender rather, and tie up the game here. Renegades, a bit of a slow start here in this game once again, and Renegades finally able to break the Gaming Gamers defense.
Oh, here's Kami. Kami, who I felt had the best chance at the net out of all of those chances, but he had just, you know, is shaded too far to the right and kind of ended up creeping past where he should have been on the shot. And here comes Gaming Gamers to try to grab the lead back. The shot's good for Zen, and 3 goals. Gaming Gamers have the lead.
Jordan, we talked about it needing to be a team effort for Gaming Gamers, and a great carry by Fiber over to Vive, who keeps the play alive. Zen there to finish it all off. Everyone getting involved for Gaming Gamers, and a 1-goal lead with 45 seconds left.
Just when you thought Renegades were finally going to, you know, wrest this victory from Gaming Gamers' grasp, and now it's Renegades down again. And not a lot of time left. Good pass in front of Sicky. It's going to be up to Fiber to keep Gaming Gamers in the lead. He gets a solid touch onto the ball, getting harassed in the back by Sicky. CJ blocks off the next attack, and again, Renegades get out. Quick pass in front, the shot, but there's 2 defenders ready to receive it, and more time shoot off the clock for Renegades. Wow, Gaming Gamers really stepped this up, especially on defense, and then taking a couple of players out, keeping the ball locked in the orange half, and Gaming Gamers take the second game off of this Renegade squad, and they've only beaten them in 1 game out of their last 2 sets, which were best of 7s. So this has to feel pretty good if you're Gaming Gamers.
Yeah, I mean, again, I felt like with coming into this major, the stakes are a bit higher. Players are going to be playing up to their full potential here. I think we saw it even in the last series with Mind Freak, and now you're seeing it here with Gaming Gamers. This was a quality win from them, even though they absorbed a lot of pressure, no doubt. 11 saves in a game isn't the most pretty of games, but they were necessary to stay in it. They gave up 15 shots as well, but they were able to put away some quality chances and really expose the defense of Renegades. And I think for Renegades, you're a bit disappointed here. You feel like this one definitely slipped away with the amount of opportunity that they had. It felt like Gaming Gamers gave them chances to put them in the ground, and Renegades just couldn't capitalize.
Well, that's what I was, you know, kind of feeling at the end of that. CJ, those 2 shots that he had that had bounced off the inside of the post, they have to find a way to nail those, because Gaming Gamers, there might not be a conversation at all if Renegades completes those touches, but Now you're looking at it, and Gaming Gamers have some renewed confidence. They're going to have to play some renewed defense. Oh, Zen had no boosts, and Renegades were definitely expecting him just to pop that ball up. Sometimes the best decision, Corelli, is to sit still and do nothing. Don't touch the ball. But not all the time. Sometimes. It works sometimes.
And to be fair, I think patience is a key here for Gaming Gamers. His fiber's up if he's going to knock it down. But I think patience is a key to success here for this Gaming Gamers team, especially as we get into this series. That's a massive miss by Sicky. That net was wide open. And Fiber now, you give him the ball to push it over, and he might get a bump on CJ. Vibe was up. And that was a huge, another opportunity, Jorby, where it feels like Renegades should have a lead here.
They just can't hang on to the ball anymore on this. And they get these long clears, which end up getting dropped down. And I think part of what's happening as Kami gets the first goal for Renegades is that Gaming Gamers, when you got Vive up like that, typically Renegades were expecting that touch to happen. They were respecting that first touch, because that's what happened on that last opportunity. Was they saw, I don't remember who it was on Gaming Gamers, but they saw him on the back wall, and they're like, okay, well, he's going to grab that, clear it out. Then he doesn't. It drops straight to the ground on a high bounce, and all of a sudden you have to recorrect. But Renegades immediately adjusted to that. I expect they might be playing the loss a little more often. And nice passing play that forces a double commit, and Zen credit on the save.
Here comes Sicky again. That pressure ramping up for Renegades, and a point that I was alluding to earlier about patience from Gaming Gamers. They have to keep possession as they break out from their own end. You just give it back to Renegades over and over, and they will eventually break you down. This time it was Sicky just picking it up, and Fiber couldn't get in front of him.
I'm not sure if Zen knew that Sicky was there, because had he, it would have been better for Zen to be the guy to take that ball to the corner. Instead, he tried to wrap around, and Sicky was already making contact onto the ball by the time Zen got anywhere near it. And that just forced everyone else into hurry up mode. You saw Fiber try to dive forward to make up for that lost time. And that's what kills them there. So Fiber or Zen already 3 saves, but you're seeing the offensive struggles pop up again, Corelli, with only 2 shots on net and already 7. And there's the 3rd goal on the 8th shot for Renegades.
This one just sneaks by the defense. Again, Fiber trying to clear this one out, but goes right back into a Renegades player. Vive isn't rotated back yet, and credit to Sicky, he kind of stuck that shot by Fiber and through the near post. But Renegades now building upon this lead. Jorby, you just talked about it. 8 shots to their name, and they are certainly pulling away here and looking more like the Renegades team we expected coming into this matchup.
And, I'm not as... Maybe I... fault of getting the closest look at these teams right now. But when you look at how Gaming Gamers have performed recently, in their last 9 matches, do they pick this up? No, Zen was a little too far back. But the last 9 matches, they are 7-2 in matches played. Their only 2 losses have both come to Cringe Society. The latest going the distance, a 3-2 game that they lost. And so it's not terribly out of the realm right now for them to recover. I mean, with how we've seen Gaming Gamers play in the last 2 games, when Fiber, to me, the key's Fiber, Corelli, for the rest of this match. If he can find some solid opportunities as first man, he doesn't even have to score, but he's clearly the guy who opens those gaps, who finds the edge that Gaming Gamers need that put them over Renegades. But other times, this is what happens, and this is why they've been so hard to knock down for Gaming Gamers.
Yeah, and you talked about Fiber. He's just been non-existent here in this game, and I think that's just the relentless pressure that Renegades have given Gaming Gamers at the moment. It feels like even with Fiber being in the right spot at the right time, Renegades always seem to have a man in front of them, and they're able to shut him down at the source before he can get going. And now Renegades really piling on here. 5-0 is the scoreline, and they're just taking advantage of just the slow defense from Gaming Gamers.
That's also a nice shot, and I actually almost bumped Vive into that goal. That was a good shot, hitting the far side, and yeah, I feel like the confidence and positioning on defense has just gotten a little more panicky. It's most palpable when you just see each member, as they rotate back as third man, they just creep up a little too far. And sometimes they get away with it because their teammate won the next challenge, but all of the other times have ended up with a goal in the back of their net. And not all of them have been, strictly, well, Renegades, they've passed the ball back and forth, and, Gaming Gamers just can't keep up. Well, Gaming Gamers are feeling so passive on defense because they know that Renegades are trying to pass the ball, trying to get around them. And so while patience is definitely the play sometimes, other times you have to meet the attack at its head. Otherwise, you'll just consistently find the ball in the back of the net. And that's kind of what happened to Gaming Gamers on that slew of 3 goals Renegades scored.
Yeah. I think it's also just about keeping possession too. If you want to move out from your own end, you have to keep possession, have the boost to do so. And that's credit to Renegades. They certainly didn't let that happen, but there's a lot of just one touch clears to nothing. And you're seeing a lot of solo plays come out now. I think this game's over anyways. Double flip reset for Fiber. Unfortunately, didn't get enough lift on it. And for Gaming Gamers, this one got out of hand for sure. But I think they've proven to themselves, even in this first couple games, that they certainly can contend with this Renegades team. And unfortunately, like, this one runs away from them, but there's no reason to hang your head too low.
No, I don't think so at all. I think that, again, sometimes in midfield and then on defense, they just get a little overzealous in their positioning, which, we see happen with literally every single team in the RLCS. There's no team that is never at fault for that, but Renegades were able to pick it apart a little too much, and Gaming Gamers are definitely left scratching their heads a little bit. But Corelli, I think you and I both agree, as we've stated, I don't think that this is anywhere near the end for Gaming Gamers, nor have Renegades completely flipped this, and there's no chance for them.
No, and I mean, look, we still have a few games possibly to play here, but if Renegades do continue the way that they're playing right now, I'm not sure how much Gaming Gamers can take. Again, Renegades doing a great job. I think here's the few things that Renegades are just doing so well, and you might even see it here in the replay package, is that they're taking advantage of the small space that Gaming Gamers are giving to them, whether Gaming Gamers are too slow or they don't have the boost to get to the ball. But truly, I think Renegades, where they're superior, is that passing play past half field in the offensive side of things. Renegades spread out that defense so well, and it feels like for Gaming Gamers, anything that they can do to get a touch on the ball, they'll take it, even if it's a bad tackle. And I feel like for Gaming Gamers, you have to be smart about where you're going with the ball. Otherwise, Renegades are perfectly positioned to kind of hunt you down and find the gaps in your defense.
Yeah, it's, more and more looking beyond the ball and just trying to see even 4, 5, 6 steps in advance how the flow of the game is ending up and what your responsibility and your role is at that very moment. It's ever changing in Rocket League, and in a purely situational game, which is why we don't really, talk about roles. We usually just talk about the players that they trend towards a certain play style, or they tend to score a lot because they're accurate, that kind of thing. But every player is responsible for every position on the pitch, and some are better than others. Fiber, particularly in his control game, has been pretty good, but here's a small little pass. Fiber trying to slow it down, but Renegade's a little quicker on defense, and I think that might be one of the differences, is Renegades aren't afraid to go and get the ball and, even make a diving stop off of the backboard. That was Kami coming down to make the save. They haven't gotten the clear. Fiber got a flip reset. Double on the goal. No, it's saved. Kami diving back. Zen slowing it down. And right close to him, was Vive, but they can't get the goal. That was the best chance they've had yet, though.
Yeah, and this is good offense from Gaming Gamers through the first minute and a half or so. You have to keep it going, though. Find those opportunities where you can get those one-on-ones with Fiber. You've seen multiple times now. He can be so deadly on the ball, and that one almost went in for him earlier. But unfortunately, again, the space is just wide open for Gaming Gamers. How could this happen for them after so much good offense?
Oh, well, Vive was the third man, and he ended up driving up past midfield. Was expecting a clean pass from Zen. Or actually, no, he wasn't even expecting a pass from Zen. He was thinking it was going to be cleared back to him, but Zen actually got back to the ball. So now Vive wasn't in position for it anymore. And it's risk management again, Corelli. It comes down to taking less risks as third man. Risk management is it's it's a nebulous thing, but one that becomes more palpable when you see it get blown apart in front of your face. This time, Renegades, again, another strong kickoff, and they've got 2 goals in the span of just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain here for Gaming Gamers, and there might be a third if CJ can get around it. It goes just too high. For Gaming Gamers, you really got to get your act together here in these last 3 minutes. You have plenty of time to get back into it. You already had successful attacks where you were able to kind of break up that Renegades defense and make it tough for them. How can you replicate that a few more times to finally find the back of the net?
Gaming Gamers are really hungry for this ball. You said if they can dive at one, Corelli, they'll take it, and that's what they do. If Fiber had to dive at a couple of there, I mean, the second man got demoed, so you needed to buy some time. But even now, it's a high lob from Zen, and you have the space to get a pass out to Vive in safe space. Ooh, Fiber just misses it. Zen takes the shot. CJ next on the block. Gaming Gamers, a couple of shots. Zen can't turn around. He's got to leave and play some more defense. But even right there, just struggling to connect on those passes, on those leading passes downfield. They're just not on target. Players are ready for it. Kami! Oh, the working man in front of the box gets the third for Renegades.
Just bullying the defense through Zen and then through Fiber. And granted, he had to challenge that one backwards as he thought maybe Kami was going to go for the back post. But great challenge game from Kami. And that's another thing that I feel like has gone in favor of Renegades, especially when they're on the offensive third. Seems like Gaming Gamers just struggle to break through that first or second man. And now they find themselves down 3 goals after such a solid start. It really is a shame because it felt like this was going to be the game where they could start making a comeback. But quickly giving up 2 goals is just so painful to see.
Well, we do have a sighting on the pitch. It's now Zen versus CJ. The horns have locked. And the best place to institute the Rule 1 is in the corner. Right where so much chaos can happen since the ball ends up there so much. But we're in a 2v2. And Siki will pop it over. And for Renegades, I mean, you take this. You're up 3-0. You're feeling pretty good about taking match advantage. And CJ, happy to lock it down. Vive gonna pick up the demo on Kami. Maybe get some space. Nice little play by Fiber. Fiber might actually benefit in this space. Fiber's just going to play fullback and takes one out. Oh, no, he ends up saving the shot. Fiber won the 50, but Vibe was still playing close in front, and so no goal. If you were going to start the clock at any point in time, that was it.
I think Gaming Gamers could be benefited here. If Fiber is the man in the 2v2, and they get their first goal. And the headlock pays off for them as Vive just keeps the play alive with that challenge against Kami. And you know Fiber's going to wrap back around into it. And there is a chance now for Gaming Gamers.
Yeah, but you only get 1 copy of that card in your Rocket League Strats deck, which is like 2 cards big. You know, you have you have Rule 1 and then you have a fake kickoff. Like, that's it. That's all you get for the drawed up plays. Everything else, you know, let's go as we play. Fiber low on boosts. Wants a quick pass. Zen gets up there quickly. It's crunch time now for Gaming Gamers. You do not want to be put on match point here. I like the idea to slow down from Fiber. You know, try to bait that challenge inward, but he didn't stay close enough to the ball. And so it ended up kicking right past him, and he has to jump up for an attempted save. But I think you still feel good, Corelli, if you're Gaming Gamers. I don't know. Do you feel good if you're Gaming Gamers heading into this next game?
Here's the thing. I mean, for Gaming Gamers, they lost to a team that I think everyone expected them to lose to. However, I think there was some good to come out from this series here from Gaming Gamers. Sure, it fell apart. I think this game in particular was maybe the most disappointing because they had such a strong start. But Renegades just got those quick 2 goals. It's one thing to give up the first goal, but it's another to then follow it up with the kickoff goal. But for Gaming Gamers, you lost the team that I feel like everyone expected you to lose to, so there's nothing you're too upset about. But if you're going to win this thing, a team like Renegades is a team you're going to have to beat, so they might get another swipe at them. Of course, Gaming Gamers not out of it yet. They moved to 2-1, so that'll be their first series loss on the day, so they're still okay. Renegades, however, do qualify with their first 3-0.
Yeah, they get in, and honestly, after that first game, Corelli, I think that they did really return to the form everybody expected. Kami, he winning every single 50 in front of him, Siki putting consistent pressure on the net, and CJ kind of filling in the roles. And I don't mean that in a lesser sense. I mean that in a greater sense, because I thought he had a lot of great touches. I think that Renegades continue to be a force to be reckoned with, and we got more Oceanic Rocket League action coming up. The rest of the Swiss bracket still playing itself out. We got that and more after the break.